Hi, welcome to the first watercolor video for learning some basic watercolor techniques. So first thing in this video, I just want to show you some of the materials that you will be working with. So first I've got some paint brushes here, and all of these are good for watercolor. You have this one here, which is a very it's a large brush, but it can be used because it comes to a point, and it can be used for big areas, but also you can control the top, the tip, so it's very useful. This is another one that is from the same brand, and it's just a really good brush that I use for many areas, both small and larger areas. This is a very big wash brush. They're called a hake, and they are also good for really when you're working with big areas. Then you have other assorted brushes. These are all watercolor brushes. This one is a synthetic fiber one, and the synthetic fibers are not as absorbent, but they're very soft, and a lot of people like them, but you definitely want to have some that are natural bristle brushes. This is also a synthetic fiber brush. So this is a very small brush, and you don't want to use these brushes for big areas. They're only for small details. So you don't want to start with a small brush because you think that it might be a good idea because you're just learning. So you want to save the small brushes for areas that are very small. Okay, this is the tube watercolor, and this is the type of pan watercolor. Now, I also have a travel set here, which is really nice to have when you're going outside. It's not cleaned right now, but this one I've used quite a bit. This is a really big tray to put your paints on, which is nice to have, and I just found that. Now, this is one that's kind of an all-purpose one that has places to put your paints. I often use, you need a place to mix colors. So this one here has your mixing area here. I've taken one of the trays out and I'm using this for mixing. So you definitely have mixing, must have a mixing area. Now, just to start with, if you're using the tube watercolors, you're going to squeeze out some of your tube into a place here, for example. So I'm going to put some here, and remember that watercolor can be reused even once it dries out. So you don't want to wash it away and scrape it away at the end of your paint section, the tubes. So I'm going to put some of the other color over here. Now, if you are using the pan watercolor, what you want to always do is use, these are more concentrated, and they're concentrated and they're in liquid form, so you add water, but you don't add quite as much water because they already have some water. So the ones that are in these areas, what you have to do is get them wet. So like here, this is some orange, so I'm going to put the orange over here. And this is called making a puddle of your color. So I'm making a puddle of this color, and let's say I wanted to have it more of a reddish color. So now I'm going to put the water in the red and then add it in here. Okay. And I've got the water over here. All right, so basically you use these the same way. You just have to add water to the cake ones, and then at the end of your paint session you would clean this part of the palette out. You don't want to wash all this out, you just want to clean out the areas that you use, so you'll have a clean area to start the next time. So, so that's what I'm doing here. So those are the basic things you'll need to get started.